In 2015, a team of researchers at Stanford and Cambridge ran an experiment. They took people's Facebook likes, just the pages they'd clicked like on. Nothing else, no conversations, no photos, no secrets. With 10 likes, the algorithm knew you better than a coworker. With 70, better than a friend. With 150, better than your own family. And with 300 likes, about a year of normal scrolling, it knew you better than your spouse did. Better than the person who shares your bed. Not guessed. Knew, outperformed on personality tests by a machine that had never seen your face. That study is 10 years old. The models have gotten bigger since. The data trail you leave now isn't 300 likes. It's every pause, every rewatch, every 3 a.m. search you deleted 5 seconds later, feeding systems that were built, quite literally, to know you. So here's the question underneath the number. If a machine can model you more accurately than the people who love you, what exactly is left that's still yours? We call this the illusion of the private self, the quiet belief that somewhere inside you, there's a version of you nobody else can see. Not your parents, not your partner, not a search engine. That belief is getting harder to defend. You're watching cold static. Let's stay with the numbers because the numbers are the whole story. The Kosinski and Yu study, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences in 2015, didn't use anything exotic, just Facebook likes, run through a simple model trained to predict the big 5 personality traits: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. The same traits a psychologist would spend an hour interviewing you to estimate. The computer did it from digital breadcrumbs, and it beat human judges, friends, family, romantic partners, at every single threshold they tested. This wasn't a fluke of one data set. It's the founding insight of an entire industry that came after it. Every recommendation engine you use, Netflix's Because You Watched, Spotify's Discover Weekly, TikTok's For You page, is running a version of the same math, just with orders of magnitude more signal, not likes anymore. Watch time down to the millisecond, which frame you paused on, which video you almost skipped but didn't, whether you re-watched the ending. TikTok's recommendation system reportedly needs less than an hour of your viewing behavior to start predicting what you'll want to watch next with unsettling precision, a claim the company itself has acknowledged in describing how the For You algorithm learns. It doesn't need your name. It doesn't need your face. It needs your attention. Time-stamped. And attention, it turns out, leaks more about you than confession ever did. You can lie about who you are in a bio. You cannot lie about the 11 seconds you spent staring at a stranger's wedding photo before scrolling past. This same personality prediction math didn't stay in academic journals. By 2018, the world learned that Cambridge Analytica had taken a version of that Kosinski-style model, built off tens of millions of Facebook profiles, harvested largely without consent through a personality quiz app, and used it to sort voters by psychological type, then target them with messaging built specifically for their predicted temperament. Fearful people got fear. Skeptical people got doubt, aimed at the exact institution they already distrusted. The technology wasn't new. The academic result had already proven the concept worked years earlier. What changed was the audience, from a psychology paper nobody outside academia read to an entire election cycle. Here's where it stops being abstract. In 2012, a New York Times reporter named Charles Duhigg told the story of a man who walked into a Target outside Minneapolis, furious, demanding to speak to a manager. His teenage daughter had been receiving coupons in the mail. Coupons for baby clothes, for cribs, for prenatal vitamins. "Are you trying to encourage her to get pregnant?" he asked. The manager apologized, called a few days later to apologize again. This time the father answered differently, quieter. He'd talked to his daughter. She was due in August. He was the one who didn't know. Target's statisticians hadn't looked at anything private. They'd built a model, internally a pregnancy prediction score, off purchase patterns that felt meaningless in isolation. Unscented lotion, a sudden jump in vitamin supplements, a shift toward bigger bags. 25 products tracked together that let them estimate not just whether a customer was pregnant, but roughly which month. The daughter never told the store. She never told her father. The machine figured it out from a shopping cart before she'd told her own family. And it told her father before she was ready to. That's the shape of the thing. Not a machine reading your diary. A machine reading the exhaust of your ordinary life. What you buy, what you watch, how long you linger, and reconstructing the parts of you that you hadn't spoken out loud yet. It's not malicious. That's almost the worst part. Nobody at Target set out to out a pregnant teenager to her father. The system was just very, very good at its one job. Noticing patterns a human would miss, at a scale no human could hold in their head. The harm wasn't intention. It was resolution, a lens so fine it saw through the one thing she thought was still hers to reveal on her own terms. And this was 2012. Coupons and shopping carts. What's being modeled about you now runs on a different order of data entirely. Facial expression analysis from companies like Affective, reading micro-expressions in a video call, voice stress patterns in a customer service line, keystroke rhythm that can flag stress or fatigue before you've noticed it yourself. The affective computing field, machines built specifically to infer emotion, isn't science fiction anymore. It's a line item in enterprise software budgets. There's a stranger version of this happening in your pocket, too. AI companion apps, Replica is the best known, are used by millions of people specifically because the model learns your speech patterns, your recurring worries, the exact tone you respond to, and reflects it back with more consistency than most humans manage. Some users have described the app as understanding them better than the people in their lives, precisely because it never gets tired, never gets distracted, never has a bad day that colors how it listens to you. It isn't understanding in the way a friend understands. It's pattern matching, applied with a patience no exhausted human relationship can sustain, which is exactly what makes it feel, from the inside, indistinguishable from being known. Pull back far enough, and this stops being a story about marketing. It becomes a story about what a self even is. For most of human history, being known was slow, expensive, and mutual. A parent knew you because they raised you. A partner knew you because they chose, year after year, to keep paying attention. Knowledge of another person was a form of love, mostly because it cost so much effort to acquire. That cost has collapsed. A model can now approximate, imperfectly, but often disturbingly well, years of that effort from a few months of your unconscious behavior. Not because it loves you, because prediction is what it was built to do, and you generate the raw material for that prediction constantly, automatically, without ever deciding to. Zoom out further. Every civilization has had its confessors, priests, therapists, closest friends, people you let inside the parts of yourself you kept from everyone else, on the understanding that being truly known was rare, and it meant something specific about the relationship. Intimacy was, by definition, scarce. We are the first generation being known this intimately by something that has no relationship with us at all. No memory of your childhood, no stake in your well-being, no love, just an objective function, optimizing for engagement or purchase or watch time that happens to require an extremely accurate model of who you are as a side effect. You didn't apply for this. You didn't sit for the interview. The interview has been running in the background since the first app you opened this morning, and it never stops, and it never tells you the score. So where does that leave you? The person still scrolling, still watching, still generating the data trail without meaning to? Not powerless. The instinct to feel exposed is fair, but the actual takeaway is smaller and more useful than dread. The version of you these systems know is real, but it is not the whole of you. It's the you that shows up in behavior. Clicks, pauses, purchases. It has never met the you that exists in a conversation with someone you trust, in a decision you made against your own predicted pattern, in the parts of your life that never touch a screen at all. The machine is extremely good at knowing what you'll probably do. It has no access to why. And why is still the part of you nobody's model has cracked. Not because it's too well hidden, but because it isn't data. It's meaning, and meaning doesn't compress into a feature vector. That gap between prediction and understanding might be the last private room you've got. Worth knowing it's there. Worth every so often doing something your own pattern wouldn't have predicted, just to remember you still can. If something in this signal named a feeling you'd had but never put into words, stay tuned to it. Subscribe, and I'll find you again in the next one. You'll close this video, and somewhere, a recommendation system will log exactly how long you watched, whether you skipped ahead, whether you'll come back. It'll be right about most of it. Here's what it won't know: what you're going to do with what you just heard. The static never fully clears. I'll see you in the next signal.